Hey, Lord Lav again, gonna do another video just showing you how I made another song from the Bog Standard EP. This one's called Job's Worth. A real simple beat I did again on a very sort of old school hip hop vibe. Again, one of the first beats I ever did. Just to start off, I started off sampling the drums. These drums are found, like, I'm surprised they've not been sampled like more often. Than they have been. You'd imagine sort of this drum break to kind of be used as much as, I don't know, the funky drummer or something like that, or the almond break. But anyway, it comes off comes with this record here by the Headhunters. I used it in another track before, which I'll also link you to in the video. But you could use these drums in so many different ways. They just sound awesome. It's got that nice like hip hop sort of punch to them. But this is it. Just that, I just took the drums and just chopped them. Yeah, that's the flavour of what that track actually sounds like. I sampled the drums, and the other thing I sampled is the theme song to one of my favourite cartoons of all time, and this t-shirt here will be a massive giveaway of that. But yeah, here's what the theme song sounds like. Absolute classic. Love this track. And this is a break a bit used here. And that's that bit. So I put them two samples together and chopped them up and made it into something kind of crazy. Sounds like a real kind of old school hip hop beat, but a lot faster than a lot of them. It's like 120 BPM, so that's way faster than some of the more old school sounding hip hop beats would have been. Kind of sounds something relentless, like a old school DJ Muggs would have done, but like a lot faster. But yeah, it was really just a case of taking them two samples and chopping them up. Originally, again, like all my other Bog Standard EP tracks, I originally sampled them on the MPC and chopped them up that way, and then re-recorded them and mixed them into Logic, which is why you won't see me physically chop it up, because I've already got the stems on here. But the drums started off just, I took the drums and I sampled each individual section. So I sampled the kick, the hi-hat, and the snare, and I did the kicks, like two different kicks basically, because you can hear two different kicks on there. One that's hit slightly weaker than the other one, and I just created my own drum pattern through that, just by playing on the pads on the MPC, just like you would do, you know, if I was, you know, physically playing it on this. You just chop it up into 4 individual sections, and then you just play it live to just whichever BPM you want. So you got the kicks here, like the first kick's this, and this is kind of how it sounds on the pattern, like this. He says, hang on, take the mute off. And it's pretty loose. It all sounds pretty loose, and intentionally so. And then you got the other kick here. With both kicks together. You hear that, just that budum, that ghost note on there. And then you got the hi-hat here. Just really keeping it loose, and then you got the snare as well on top of all that. And with everything mixed together. And that's where you start to feel it. It's like proper upbeat type of drums. Then you come to the Ren and Stimpy sample, which I chopped up in a number of ways. This was probably the hardest bit of putting this track together, was actually like chopping up the samples, because it was very, like, you had to chop each sample and loop it, but also like put a transition in the way so it smoothly went on to the next sample or the next chop, if that makes sense. So there's the very first bit, and it's really like, it's just a mixture of like sampling a whole bar of that chop, and then sampling half of a bar. So the beginning loop is just this. And it's just relentless. And then there's the other section, which is this here. That's just a whole bar. And the reason it's a whole bar is because it transitions easier into the next chop. So you hear. And it's just this then. And this would be the chorus. Well, this is exactly what was the chorus. Then you got the other chop, which is this section here. It transitions into it. It's just this bit again. And just relentless. So it's like you got the start of it, and then you just got like, I've halved it to a bar, so it's just more repetitive. And it sounds really repetitive, but when you mix it with the rhymes and the drums, it made so much more sense. And that transitioned again to this next bit here. This bit here. And that's just like changing the pace in the middle of the verse, just so you can change the rhymes up and stuff a bit. Then to this. And that's again taking a full bar. So this. So you got this other last bit of transition here. And it all sounds a bit broken and bitty, which is fine. Again, sometimes hip hop's charm is sounding broken and bitty. That was part of some of the points when you're doing samples. But when it's all put together, it all makes a lot more sense. This is just like the intro of it. Again, it just sounds relentless, but it's supposed to be. Makes so much more sense with the drums. Just a chorus beginning. And then you add the hi-hat just to give it that more punch. So yeah, you got an idea for the whole flavour. This track was about trying to find work when you don't really want to do any other jobs other than make beats and rap all the time. Hence why the track's called Jobs Worth. It's just been about many of my struggles doing brain dead, mind numbing, boring work that is of no interest to me. And when really you want to make music, I'm pretty sure pretty much anyone that's an artist of any sort having to make a living doing something that isn't their ideal dream will get something from this track and appreciate it for that, if nothing else. But you can check the whole track out in full just by either going on my website www.lordlab.com, or you can go on my SoundCloud and check Jobsworth there. I'll probably put a link to this song in the YouTube description. But I hope you enjoyed this video, just showing you a sneak peek behind the scenes of how I made this song. By all means, subscribe to my YouTube channel as usual. I'm making, or trying to make, a video at the moment, the second Tuesday and fourth Tuesday of every month. And just being consistent. I'm keep putting up songs or videos showing how I'm putting up songs. I've got some music videos on the way. I've got more music coming out and stuff. Mixtape, EP, all kinds of things. So if you want to stay in the loop with me and what I'm doing, just check out my website www.lordlab.com, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. Cheers, peace.